What's a memorable thing that someone said to you that built you up, that encouraged you? And I've got to be specific that it's something that built you up or that encouraged you, because when we remember back, unfortunately, the words that we hear the most are the negative ones, the ones that tore us down. And so we have to be careful with our words. We've been given this superpower, the ability to speak. And this ability to speak has the ability to create, but it also has the potential to tear down. I love to watch general contractors at work. I'm amazed at what they can do. But when you hear a general contractor brag, they're not bragging about the time that they tore something down. They talk about what they were able to build. I have a few friends that are general contractors, and when you're with them and you're driving around, they love to point at things that they were a part of. And it's not arrogant, it's just this joy that they have that they were able to create. Do you experience that with your words? Do you experience what it's like to say something to another human being where they're being built up? Do you have someone in a group somewhere being asked the question that I'm going to ask on Sunday, and your name comes up? It's amazing. I had the privilege of going to my own funeral. I was supposed to die, and so everybody started saying nice things to me, but they would either text it to me or leave it on my phone or come in person. And so I got to experience all of those things that you would experience at someone's funeral, only I got to actually see them and hear them. And I remember stepping back and hearing these words of times that I had built them up in one way or another, and to be surprised and amazed, thinking, I didn't do much. I said that? We are unaware of our abilities, but we have them. In fact, Paul says this. He says, do not let any unwholesome word come out of your mouths, but only words that are good for building up. Our words have the ability, as it says in Proverbs, to bring life or to bring death. And so every day we are given that opportunity, but we have to be intentional, because the reality is, if we're not focused, if we're not rested, and if we're not intentional, we'll spend a lot more time tearing down than building up. It's this ability we've been given, but we have to manage it. The thing is if you're going to live this way, if you're going to trust that God is going to speak through you to help build others up, there's two things I would say. One, you will never ever be perfect at this. You will fail consistently. That's okay. Nowhere does James or the writer of Proverbs or Paul expect any of us, including themselves, to be perfect at this. But it's the goal. It's where we're aiming. And the second thing is this: if you're going to live this life, you better start saving. You better start putting money aside. Because when you pass from this world to the next, you're going to have a huge funeral. And so you're going to have to have a very large place for your funeral, because everybody's going to come. Because if you live this life of using this superpower, of using your words to build rather than tear down, then you're going to have an amazing impact, a positive impact in the lives of others. And they're going to want to come and celebrate you. They're going to want to come and remember you because of what you have done for them. So hopefully you're put in that position where you have to get a big old place for your funeral. But I want to make sure I finish with this. We talk about this joy we have in building. It's because we're creators. God said we were created in His image. And so when you hear a voice and it's not good. You attribute it to God. You hear something, some word of punishment, or some word that is demeaning, or you think God is always angry with you. You're not listening to God's voice. I don't know whose voice it is, but it's not his. Because he's good and he builds. May God bless.